In a few days, NYPD hero Michael McMahon is due to report to federal prison. He committed no crime.
Under the Trump administration, the DOJ and the FBI will once again become the premier crime-fighting agencies on the face of the earth.
Well, that was President Trump accusing the DOJ of weaponizing the law to punish the innocent and protect the powerful. Now, if people start to believe the courts are being used for political payback, trust in the entire system collapses. My next guest, Mike McMahon, a decorated NYPD cop with 78 medals, a devoted dad and husband who spent over 14 years protecting the streets of New York. After he retired, Mike became a private investigator, a job thousands of people do legally every day. So how does a man like Mike go from hero to federal convict? How does someone with that kind of service end up accused of spying for the Chinese government?
I conducted legal PI work, private investigation work in New Jersey. Then 4 years later, in 2020, the FBI came to my house and they arrested me for working for the Chinese government.
My next guest spent 23 years inside the FBI, 20 of those focused on Chinese counterintelligence.
I don't know of any circumstances in my career where they used an American Caucasian citizen to further their activities. China knew they were breaking US law. They wanted as few people as possible to know what they were doing. And I think the last thing that they wanted to have was an NYPD decorated officer knowing that they were operating unlawfully.
Michael is not the first person. I'm aware of at least 10 specific investigations that the Department of Justice led where they bled out people even though they had nothing to charge them with.
His wife, Martha Burns, says this case was never about China. She says her husband was targeted, the evidence twisted, and the truth buried.
So I started putting the pieces together and started looking into more about this case. And it turned out the subject he was following had a $30 million civil lawsuit against him in New Jersey. He was a Wuhan official who had fled here. He was not a dissident. There was so much about the subject that I finally could learn after his arrest in 2020.
The fugitives that Mike uncovered in New Jersey weren't just anyone. They were Chinese officials tied to Wuhan, protected by the FBI, with a suspiciously long list of donations to the Hillary Clinton Foundation. The real question, who did Mike find that he wasn't supposed to? And why is the Biden administration shielding foreign criminals instead of protecting Americans?
I feel betrayed by my country. I feel betrayed by the Newark FBI office.
We've got to have a return to justice. And I don't think justice is being served here. And I think everybody that sees this should be outraged. Mike served New York with honor. Now he's days away from prison.
We will not allow that to happen. It will not happen again. Under my leadership, we will restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law.
Once again, our justice system has failed the American people. We're down to the final moments before Michael McMahon loses his freedom. Thank you for your attention to this matter.